Hey Simmers, it's Erin the Rescue Simmer, and you are watching the next episode of the Fundie Baby Challenge, a challenge in The Sims 4 where we take the 100 Baby Challenge to weird, culty Fundie church. We have our resident teen parents, I guess you should say, parentification victims who are popping their siblings in bed. They woke up scared. It's because of a lot trait. I took off. I didn't realize that I put it on. They are just absolutely doing the best that they can to make sure mom and dad get the rest that they need. Also, trying to take on their responsibilities for the family. I know I don't talk about it a whole ton, but as well as teen girls being parentified, that practice of making a sibling totally responsible for, their sibling is called parentification. The parents may be present, but really their care, so like hygiene, feeding, clothing, that would be, if that is not squarely or largely on the parents, then that older sibling, you would say that they were being parentified. It looks like Rose Quartz hates bedtime. Lovely. Oh, sweetie. And as you can see, Plum is waking up to comfort this child. We're going to go ahead and try to put Rosie back to bed. But that is all to say that we saw James kind of doing some parentification, really taking charge for his parents, putting his youngest sibling to bed. Oh, baby. Avoid bedtime and ask for something. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we don't want to avoid bedtime. Can I have you put yourself to sleep? Are you asking your sister to put you to sleep? Or your sister as far as you're concerned? Guys, I need to first apologize for something. Last episode I addressed it. I continue to misgender Plum Bite. I think we're kind of forgiving it right now because they are in a Fundie household. They would not be recognized as anything other than what gender they were assigned at birth. But I am going to be doing my absolute best. I have memories of Plummy. Where are you going, sir? I have memories of Plummy that are very much attached to Plummy's gender. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I can imagine, I've never had somebody who is transgender close to me or in my family. However, I can imagine that that's a process everybody goes through, or at least has to kind of deal with, even if you're accepting of someone who is telling you that, hey, I just don't identify with this gender. Where are you going, sir? I'm hoping that he can just go back to bed. I don't know why he's up. That's upsetting. And Plum is up. Okay, great. Talking with their mom very passionately. Oh, Plum. That was something disrespectful that you did to your mother, and you better believe, my little teen, that they are not going to be, your mom is not going to be tolerating that. I think at this point, Beth would just either ground Plum or take something away. I don't get the feeling that yelling is Beth's thing. I think Beth is one of those parents that she gets real quiet when she's mad and just very determined. And then the kids just know, we gotta listen. This is it. We're gonna give a timeout for being mean. Sorry, Plum. You have to absolutely respect your elders. This is a cult of respecting your parents and having a bunch of children, and this doesn't work if you're lippy. There we go. Time out. Look at this. So angry. I think Beth is telling James about what happened. Plum would definitely have to answer for this. They can't be rude to authority figures, and you are a biological female. So everyone is literally your authority figure. Oh my gosh, you guys, I was going to have James try to talk with Plum. He can't. Plum's in timeout. They are not able to be interacted with. Oh my goodness. I've never used that interaction before. Plum is so mad. And Beth is just gonna, looks like, flirt with her husband right next to oh my gosh. Okay, so everybody is waking up. Let's talk about the plans for the day. It is, as you can see in this upper left-hand corner, candlelight service night. This is Sunday. They really don't have a church yet, but I think that the Josephs have invited everybody over that they would have met before. That they would have met before to a candlelight service. It is the Sunday before Winterfest, and they are going to have a candlelight service or vigil. They believe that the lights are going to symbolize the light that each Watcher Fundie needs to put out into the world. I went ahead and just grabbed some wellness treats from Debug. These Sims absolutely do not believe in overly much medical intervention, especially, let's give our vet treat, especially where it would concern possibly limiting childbirth or like getting pregnant, anything like that. But I am not subjecting our pets to that. We're not going to go to the vet, but wellness treats, we'll say that it's like a natural medicinal herb. I hope that was the red wellness treat and not... Yes, okay, perfect, that worked. Huh, amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and get everybody ready. We aren't going to do normal church day today. This is just, buddy, can you go potty outside? Let's feel the love first, and then we're going to ask Blue to go potty. No church service today. We are going to wait to have a candlelight service tomorrow. I'm sorry, a candlelight service tonight. This would be like a Christmas Eve candlelight service out in the real world, right? In the meantime, while everybody is busying themselves, just getting ready, getting everything going, they're going to be taking part in festive lighting. I'll walk you guys through that when the time comes later tonight. They're going to be appreciating an object as they normally would. This would be like prayer, and they are going to be doing art and music, so they are going to be singing praise to the Watchers. You will notice absolutely nothing with drums because drums are evil. So what we will do is everybody's acquiring creativity, violin, guitar, piano skills, singing skills, all that. So while these guys are getting on with their celebrations, we are actually going to be setting up our farm. It's winter. It's like the first day of winter. It's an odd time to be establishing a farm, but guys, we gotta, like, this has to happen. So James, sure, Beth can like fitness. I imagine that she would. So James is going over, there were some plants that we forgot to plant. Once we're done with that, I do believe that we're probably going to be crafting some nectar. I think we should do some apple nectar. We're going to start stockpiling. Now, I think James is at this point going to be doing it by himself. I don't think that he would involve his sons quite yet. He's just appreciating these crops. Thank you to the Watcher for I pronounced it Rima, but last time you guys gave great feedback that it actually looks like it's pronounced, or at least locally had been pronounced by folks that were a little bit more familiar with it as Rama. So I'm going to be using that pronunciation. James knows that it is unconventional, even as far as his own faith goes, his own faith beliefs go, to condone consuming nectar, but he is convinced, he is solid on the fact that, hey, there is, I believe, symbolical evidence that this was an accepted practice, and although we preach against it now, maybe that was an old belief that we can leave in the past. We certainly don't want to encourage dazedness, but we can consume this for the purposes of honoring the Watcher. That is a condoned use. All the justifications, right? So whatever it takes to making money, and quite a lot of it, okay. Rose Quartz loves water. How did we discover this? By getting in the toilet. We did. It looks like Beth is on it. I don't know what she did, but it looks like Beth is on it. So moral of the story is that even though they believe that symbol is the inerrant and unquestioning word of the Watcher, and that to question any traditional meaning or interpretation would be prideful, and it would be to be like a false teacher. Sometimes your faith just needs some understanding, and James is slowly figuring that out, but he's doing this by himself. He wants to make sure that he's convinced with this. I don't know that he necessarily is, but I'm going to guess that when he sees the price that he can sell his crafted nectar at, his age-crafted nectar at, all doubt will be removed. He did acquire the nectar-making skill, which is outstanding. Loving that for him. Jasper, my dude, can I have you put that down? I am going to have you go out and get us some chickens, sir. Ooh, let's go ahead. Let's do a black rooster, a brown hen, and a white hen. I think that'll be pretty great. We're gonna scatter some feed nearby. And then I wanna call the ranch animal exchange and we're gonna buy some mini goats and sheep. You guys, I need names in the comments, please. I don't think that we'll do any wild colors because these folks don't trust that. Let's be honest. I think we'll just start with one of each because I don't want to get overwhelmed. And we'll do like the standard, like white sheep. Place in world. Okay. Place in world. Got it. I got it. And you guys, I can't wait to get a horse. I have tried to up the MCC settings and household size to 9 sims so that we can do this. Hello, Samson. Hey guys, editing Erin here. Just popped in to say that at this point I squirrel so hard that I started to make this point, but we like never get back to it. So all that to say that when I tried to edit through MC Command Center settings, it didn't let me edit the 9th sim's sexuality or any of their traits or anything that I would need. I just don't get that option. So I'm not quite sure how to make MC Command Center work for upping the sims and still keeping all of those things that I need access to. So if you have tips, please pop them down. Thank you so much. We can now return to our regularly scheduled program. Oh, yay. All right. Our first nectar bottle is made. We'll go back to the sheeps and goat or to the sheep and the goat. But first we need to put this in to age. Right now it is, oh, it's normal quality. Nice job. I was just taking a look. It doesn't look like any of our crops are quite ready for harvest yet. We just got here yesterday, so that makes sense. We'll go into town, we'll purchase supplies that we need because as fun as fruit salad is, it can get old after a while. In the meantime, guys, let's name these guys. We have one black goat. Ooh, we can care. Let's do bottle feeding the mini goat. And can we shear? Ooh. Let's bottle feed the mini sheep. Let's do that. They also feed, they also feed from these things. So let's fill the feeder. Oh, this is expensive, you guys. Our simoleons are going down. Look at them. Oh, you can't see. Look at them. Aww, how adorable. I think James is going to go ahead and just try to build up a relationship. We're going to smother this black mini goat with love. We're going to see how that goes. Mom oh my goodness. Mom has been building this snow pal all morning and guess what our little charmer, Danny, did. He destroyed it. So mom is going to share how hurtful that is. They're fairly lenient parents. What would normally be happening is probably something called correction or encouragement, which essentially just means their children would be physically disciplined. Oh, look at them. Aww. I do want Jasper to shear for some wool. Yeah, shear for some simoleons. And I think we're going to milk. We're going to be putting the milk in our fridge so that we have more stuff to cook with, less things to purchase. But then I think we're going to go to town to grab the stuff that we need. Oh my goodness. Hi, Onyx. One of you guys left feedback that with Opal's lazy trait, that may have been some sort of neurodivergency, that they were, whoa. Yes, Beth is a strict parent. May have been some sort of neurodivergency that is misdiagnosed as laziness, like ADHD, which is more common in girls, that they would just be called lazy. Boys tend to be called troublemakers. Oh, great. He's aggressive. Perfect. I think I really like that for Onyx because you guys, oh no, is Onyx sick? Oh, baby, you are. Oh, okay. So you are scratchy. Go to bed, my dear. Onyx has been really on his own. Let's appreciate your bed. Let's go to sleep. All that. He's had some good quality, natural, homegrown stuff. That's kind of the closest that they're going to get to medicine. But buddy, let's have you go to bed. Onyx kind of goes off on his own quite a lot and gets hyper focused on things. I think that's probably a good explanation for the cross stitch. It is a repetitive task that he can absorb himself in. He goes off and builds snow pals all the time. He was working away, guys, this morning at this school project. He was working very carefully. I think he really likes things that take his full attention, and that he can sort of zone in on. You know, sometimes it can look like his attention is divided. Excuse me. Go back to sleep. I don't know why you're up. You need to go back to sleep. You're sick. Thank you. James is off to Scouts. You have a grand old time. Uphold those core family values, all of that, make us proud, represent the Josephs well, all that. I was going to say that I wanted James to take Onyx with him. You're scratchy. Okay, well, you guys, we might have to cancel candlelight service, at least public candlelight service. This may just have to be a family one, but that really is okay. We really do need to kind of hunker down, get our little homestead all set up. I'm sorry, making you guys dizzy. We have a dirty blue. I'm going to go ahead, get James in bed, and then when Jasper comes back, so long as Jasper is not sick, then we're going to go to town because, oh my, we really need to bathe this dog. Beth was teaching some basic needs, which I love to see. Rose Quartz could go down for a late afternoon nap, so we're going to do that. Oh my goodness. And I started to kind of talk about it before, but I don't want to say that Plumbite is becoming aware necessarily. Plumbite does have a connection to the outside world in Opal, and as we've seen in many episodes and live streams, they're just not willing to not contact Opal, and Opal is reciprocating now. I think possibly plans are coming together. I think that being able to talk with Opal over so many interactions, maybe Plum is bucking towards it at first because this is such a foreign idea, or has been preached so heavily against. But I think Plum is starting to become introduced to the idea that not everybody has the same sexuality, and that there are even people who are born one sex and then transition to another, or that they dress in clothes and present as the opposite sex. And I think right now Plumbite is probably in a super judgy phase about that. That like these, yes, the concepts are there, but they're always the butt of the joke. It's clear this is not what fearing watcher loving Sims do. Excuse me, where do you think you're going? No, sir. They are so exhausted, you guys. These nap time quirks are no fun. Absolutely no fun. Light sleeping, hates sleep. Can't stand it. But Opal says that she has a place for any of the siblings to go, and they've heard about being able to be a cook. So that's what's going to happen. We're just going to have to deal with the world. We're going to have to be in the world, but not of the world. We're better than everybody. And you know what? Maybe we'll get that ridiculous Opal a relationship with the Watcher of sorts. But look, we really want to have a career. We don't really want to wear skirts the rest of our lives. We don't know about that. And you know what? I think Plumbite is probably comfortable calling themselves like a tomboy at this point, that perhaps Plumbite is just, not as silly as all of those other girls and is focused on truly worthwhile, useful things, doesn't care so much for long hair, doesn't really care for makeup. I think that that's perhaps about as far as Plumbite has gotten. Such a stinky boy. Jasper's home. It's Messiah. Oh my gosh, Messiah just came in. I can imagine that James is very excited to see Messiah. And I think that Messiah is here actually for a really cool reason. He and James have been talking that Jasper is really coming up in the world. Jasper has made his father, his family very proud. It is time to start talking to Jasper about possibly courting. We need to start getting that going because we all know that we have to honor our Watcher by creating symbolical families. And he is not too far off from becoming a full young adult yet. So before he has a family that the Watcher will bless him with, he needs to go out and basically evangelize for this faith. Follow the lead, the impeccable lead that his father has set, and go out on a mission trip. This would be an outstanding way, I think, for this family to make their mark on the world. Jasper is already in Scouts. Jasper has some survival skill. He has proven himself to be a very manly teen, you know. He and his sister right now are just are writing in their prayer journals. I also want to call you guys' attention to this object. I've opted to not do candlelight service as a community yet. We really haven't built one. I think we'll probably do that next Sunday. But for right now, we're just going to go and light this candle as a family, essentially. I believe this is called a Kanara. This is not an American Christian religious item. This is from a totally separate culture, a few totally separate cultures. I do want to call that out. It's the only off-grid light that I can do. This faith would definitely not be okay with Christmas trees because Gothard specifically had a very big issue with celebrating Christmas, definitely Halloween, things like that, because of what he called pagan roots. I do want to light this as a family. Very first, I think what we'll do, Beth is hating that cookie because she's a health nut. Very first, I think what we will do is have Dad take a seat. I want the family to gather around. We may sing all together. I think we're also going to be having Dad read a symbol story to everyone. Well, the boys are singing at least. Everybody is gathering around. He is lighting the candles to say that, hey, we are going to be the light to this world. Everyone else is living in darkness and sin. They need to accept the Watcher and the Watcher's son, Jebus. We've got that tradition complete. The Watcher's son, Jebus, was deleted for the sins of us all and is the only way through the Watcher. I'm going to be sending most of these sickos to bed, which I'm super happy about because the girls seem to be better. It's the guys now that are really getting it. Since everybody is going to bed, everybody is going to sleep. They've got their waters. They are getting rest. So excited for that. Jasper is actually going to travel. We are going to take a vacation, not with our family. We're going to be going with Messiah and the only other teen boy that we know, Helmut Mertens. And we're calling it a vacation, like the game calls it a vacation, but we're going to know that this is a mission trip. Jasper is the only one well enough to go, so I'm so relieved about this. Now, I know it's weird to think of it as a vacation, especially because you would pay in a rental, but most kids who go on mission trips, they would pay. There's a tuition that you pay to help cover the costs of room and board and food. The idea is that you're not supposed to have any expenses while you're there, but your family pays usually for you to go. If they can't afford it, usually you can get a sponsor, but they do pay. It's been decided between James, Messiah, probably Pastor Muller as well. It's just that the pastors of those churches aren't going. They're sending a chaperone. That Sulani needs some Watcher Fundie truth. So they've procured this little shack to be able to stay in. And we're going to be staying for just 2 days. Now that's a massive time in Sims time, but it will get us back for Winterfest. So this is going to be interesting because I don't have control over these other 2 Sims. So we're just going to see what they do. But guys, let's take a look around. First and foremost, we have electricity, which we don't have at home. So you walk in, it's not much of an entrance, but we have one. We've got some cute furniture made with, I would imagine, like the local trees. Like there's probably like a vendor somewhere locally that sells these. We've got some beautiful rugs in the patterns of native Solanians. We have very basic kitchen. Not that the boys are going to be cooking much. I wonder if they will starve because there are no women here. We did not bring women. We've got little table and chairs. Outside is a place to take pictures. I think this view is going to be gorgeous in the sunlight because we, for those that don't know, Pictures are very important when you go on a mission trip because most churches, especially fundamentalist churches, will support missionaries. That's what a portion of their donated funds go to, or any funds that the church gets, to spread whatever their flavor of religion is. We've got a workman's bench because we're still going to be working here. We're probably going to be doing a lot of fishing. We have a little bonfire out to the side. You guys, I can't wait. I hope we get a welcome wagon. I'm not sure. These guys look like such fish out of water. They are in like long pants, tucked in button-up shirts. So I'm going to assign beds right now. But the powers that be have decided that the Watcher has been crying out to them for the sins of Sulani. These young men are going as ambassadors for Watcher Fundies, and they are going to be winning souls for the Watcher. I think Jasper, he's exhausted, but he is going to be using his scout's knowledge to light this fire. And they might have, just a nice talk. Oh, it looks like Helmut is like, whatever, you guys, I'm going to bed. Let's just hang out by the fire. We're going to start sharing really how the Watcher laid it on our hearts to be here. And it was a long flight. It's almost 10:30 now. But what is he doing? Oh, he's warming himself. That's funny. And he was going to fire dance, but sir, we don't dance. We don't dance in the, yeah, sir. Yeah, that serves you right. Can we put this out? Our bonfire is going. He wants, oh no, please stop. Please stop. Please stop. It is not okay. Yeah, let's extinguish this. As a good scout, he knows that we always put out fires. I think that Jasper is wanting to be very impressive to Messiah, so he's going to be leading some hymns just to up everything, like up morale. Even though Helmut is not there, he's tired. It was a long flight. Guys, I hope that we're going to be meeting some interesting characters. They're hoping that they get some converts, and this should be quite the interesting trip for James. I think James is really going to see a fire light within him for his faith. His family has this testimony of doing, quote, everything right. He feels a lot of pressure as the oldest male whose older sister left to really get this right. I think that he is going to probably find his fire here for his faith. I can see Jasper possibly doubling down. I think he is very interested in setting himself up to be the most useful tool for the Watcher, really the Watcher Fundies that he can be. And I think that this makes all of the men of this community very proud, and they prop him up, and he just gets a ton from that. I think that this is going to be quite an experience for him. Oh, he's going to bed. Guys, this Saturday, so tomorrow night at 7 p.m., when you guys are watching this, let's pause this here, or let's slow it down a little bit, then we are going to be live streaming all of Jasper's mission trip. Now, I will be pausing time because, as you saw earlier, it's almost Onyx's birthday, and I'm not letting our children age up without us. That's not happening. I messed up once. I will not again. So, guys, as these guys are exhausted, falling into bed, I did want to say thank you. I filmed this episode once. It was very clunky. The footage just wasn't usable. Thank you for giving me the grace to be able to excuse you. To be able to film this. I think that this is going to be such a better episode than it would have been. Oh, we're guitaring. We're guitaring at 12:52 a.m. That sounds like a mission trip, honestly. Sleep deprivation. Maybe you're a little hungry. You're in a very vulnerable emotional state. It's just rife for religious revelations. So I'm so excited. I hope you guys will join me in the community tab. There is a post already about it. So do pop over there, set a notification so that you don't miss it. We are going to be meeting, I hope, some very influential people that will probably change Jasper's life forever, Also, you guys, did you know that we have a Discord? If you did not, there is a community post with a link to it. There will also be a link to it in the description of this video. I hope to see you there. It's already a riot. I love seeing you guys' Fundie families. I love hearing you guys' theologies that you apply to it. It's a great place to be able to ask for clarification, for things that you're not sure of, definitely head on over there. In the meantime, guys, it is 2 a.m. in Solani time. I will stop recording here. And again, thank you all for your patience, for your support. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next time I stream or post. Watch or bless. And as always, happy simming.